Welcome to NABOR's Allied and Affiliate Spotlight Show, the show that gives you tips and strategies, tools and resources to help you save time and money, streamline your daily tasks, grow your business, and help you become a more successful and advance your career. My name is McCloskey, and I'm the president of NABOR and your host. In today's episode, you will learn about photography from Real Estate Photography by Jay, and also we will speak with Mark from Jaikes Advisory Group. So Jay, tell me a little bit about your company and how you got started.
I can tell you, I started back in 2014. The way I got started was kind of funny. I'm also a realtor, and I was at the office where I worked for, and some lady was desperately looking for a photographer. And I did photography before for another company, but now on my own. And I like to shoot race cars for fun. And when I saw her going crazy looking for a photographer, I asked her, listen, I've never shot it inside of a house before, but I know my way around a camera. If you let me do it, I'll just do it for free and we'll see what happens. And that became one. And then she asked me again a second time. And then she referred me to a friend. And that's how I got going. So it really, I didn't take it so serious at first, but it's growing a lot in the last 4 years. So it's been fun, but that's how it started. That's how it got going.
Wonderful. Thanks, Jay. So Mark, tell us a little bit about Jaikes Advisory Group and how you support NABOR members.
Okay, our firm finds federal and state tax incentives and stimulus money for small businesses. We work in a very small niche of the federal tax law, helping businesses increase their profitability and reduce their taxes. We do engineering-based cost segregation studies, and I'm going to speak on that today. That's more appropriate of one of our services that we provide as a business advisory group. And I've been doing this for 30 years, and the story is long and detailed, so we'll kind of end it there.
I hear ya. Boy, I bet you got some stories.
We do.
Awesome. So Jay, since you're relatively new into the photography space, do you have any recent favorite houses that you shot? Anything memorable that you want to tell us about?
I find that a lot of them are memorable. It can be in a good way and a bad way. But one of my favorite homes that I've shot as in recent, there was actually a home down in Naples Reserve that had a lot of like a light blue color palette, and I like blue a lot. And for some reason, the house just really intrigued me, and that's been one of my favorites as of late. Awesome. It wasn't your home Port Royal, but it was a really nice house.
Okay. Do you have a favorite time to shoot photography? Is it sunset, twilight, sunrise, sun directly above? What's your pro tip?
It can vary. And I like shooting around 10:30 to 11 when the sun is mostly over the house, so there's no shadows, like angles coming into the rooms and stuff like that. That being said, in the afternoons, which really does not work here because the rain tends to be some of the best time in order with balance with the interior and the outside of the house. So late in the afternoon, that will work really great. But because of the rain that we have here, it barely ever works. So most of the shoots are done around that time, 10 to 11, just to make sure the sun's beating hard down into the pools. And there's a lot of sun on them. That's what people want to see.
Right. Yep, absolutely. Good stuff. So Mark, I'm going to turn it over to you. So you alluded to a little bit about what you do, but break it down for us a little bit more. So give us an idea of how you can help us.
Be glad to. We do a lot of work with commercial realtors by providing engineering-based cost segregation studies. This is a fancy term for we show how to accelerate the depreciation on a building. Acceleration of depreciation of a commercial building can be a huge tax savings for a new building owner by depreciating some of the building's assets faster. Larger depreciation means less taxes, which means more money in your pocket, and it helps increase the ROI on a commercial property.
Awesome. So, do you have a recent story where you have worked with one of our members, or even not a member, a realtor in the area that you'd like to tell us about?
Oh, no, we work with quite a few of the neighbor people on the commercial side, but cost seg studies are also appropriate for residential buildings. Recently, we helped a neighbor commercial real estate agent close a sale. The buyer wasn't happy with the rate of return on the commercial property he was looking at and was ready to walk away from the sale. We came in and did a cost seg study on the building and helped increase the rate of return on his investment. Sale of the building closed 30 days later.
Awesome. Good stuff. So that is definitely important. Thank you, Mark. So Jay, back to you. What's something that our members need to know about your service as opposed to potentially other photographers that they have to choose from?
Well, one of the things that I think makes me unique is that I like to do the editing myself. And so I sometimes, to be honest, sometimes I don't have time to do it, but I do the most that I can myself. Otherwise, I have somebody that helps me with that. But I think the biggest thing with me that a lot of agents do like is the fact that I'm also a realtor. So when I go into a place, realtors don't have to explain to me what they needs to be done or what are they looking for. I already know the ins and outs because I also understand the sales market of it. So realtors, I like that I'm also a realtor because I come in and I already know what I'm going to do in terms of like, hey, I'm trying to do this because of this sale or this market that I'm trying to do. And that just simplifies things for other realtors. And that's what I've been told. So that's why I'm putting that out there.
Yeah,
but they like that. Most realtors like that.
Absolutely. That makes perfect sense. You've got the mind of a realtor, you know it's important, so you shoot it from that angle. So makes perfect sense.
Yes.
Good stuff. Awesome. So Mark, I want to ask you kind of an off the wall question. What's the number one, or what's a question that you get asked all the time about what you do?
Oh, that's an easy one. Is it expensive? Do I have to amend my tax returns? And does it trigger an audit? No to all of the above questions. And once again, it also does work really nicely on residential real estate. We do a lot of work with Airbnb owners if they're buying residential real estate to use for commercial purposes.
Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Jay, back to you. Is there something that you would like NABOR members to know that we haven't already talked about today?
Not really. I would like if you have a question like that, I think it's better if they just call me because it's kind of like it goes by cases. But overall, if people want to know, maybe the question I get asked all the time myself is when would my photos be ready? And funnily enough, we live in the market that I think the photographers that are shooting real estate is that if we can't provide the turnaround within 40 to 24 hours, then we're being left behind because those photos need to get on the market ASAP, especially in the market we're in right now.
Absolutely. So it sounds like your turnaround time is 24 to 48 hours typically?
It's more 15 to 24 hours. There's some that do go past that, but technically it's more of a 15 to 24 hour turnaround.
15 to 24 hours. Good stuff.
Yeah.
I like that. You're right. That's very important in this market that we're in because the way things are moving. Absolutely.
Yes, sellers are asking realtors when will be ready, and I'm there shooting in the house, and the sellers, when would the photos be ready? And it's like, oh, they'll be ready tomorrow morning. So normally I'll go shoot. For example, I shot one earlier today, and those photos the agent should have them by tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning. So they should be able to get the day going with the listing ready to go tomorrow in the morning.
So one other question to you: Have you ever been asked to edit certain things out of photos? Do you ever get asked to do things like that?
All the time. Yeah. It goes from things are reasonable, some stuff that is just outrageous. The recently actually did one. It wasn't bad, but there was like a big working out machine in the master bedroom,
Oh,
and
okay.
it was blocking the window, and it was just so heavy it wouldn't fit through the door to get out of the room. So it
Oh,
got to they were worrying about it. And I said, just forget it. It will get taken out in post, and that's it. But yes, to answer your question, every day, can you take this out? Can you do this? Can you do that? And some people say, "Oh, you're a magician," because you
right.
can nowadays with digital photography, you can make anything look a certain way. But
Yeah.
there's a limitation of that because you don't want to show something that is really not true,
Right.
and then the people show up to the property and it looks, wait, it doesn't look like the photo, and then they get upset.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
it's
And
a,
I
it's
think
a, it's a line, it's a fine line that you have to
it
play
is.
with.
Yep. Absolutely. It is definitely a fine line there. Take clouds away, add clouds, make the grass greener, all that sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, awesome. So, Mark, I'm going to throw the same question to you. So, what advice can you give neighbor members that are looking to use your service?
Well, currently, we're one of the leading companies that do cost segregation studies in the United States. Currently, we've done over 20,000 studies. We work in all 50 states. And one of the things I want to mention is that a lot of individuals think cost segregation studies are only appropriate for multi-million-dollar buildings, but they're not. We can do cost segregation studies on buildings as low as purchase price of $200,000 or more.
Oh, interesting. That's very helpful. Good stuff. Okay, so let me see. I'm actually going to throw a curveball at you. Are y'all ready? So, Jay, what do you like most about being a neighbor member?
What do I like? It's the exposure that I get to you guys.
Mm.
It's funny every time I go in there, I'll see my little business card sitting there, or realtors would just call me and it's like, hey, I found you on naplesarea.com, or I saw you a neighbor. And that's been the one thing that I like the most is that you do give exposure to your affiliates. So it's been helpful.
Awesome. Good stuff. So, Mark, same question to you. What do you like most about being a neighbor member?
Two free drink tickets at neighbor events. No, I like the networking. Our services, a lot of people don't understand or are unfamiliar or don't even know that they exist. So we're out trying to spread the word amongst the real estate community that these services are viable. You should use them when you're proposing a property because they can help close the sale, especially if you're in a competitive situation. So the networking has to be number one, and I'm glad that COVID is finally going by the way, so we can all meet in person. It's very, very important to meet the people who are members of NABOR.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, you both get gold stars for those answers. Those are wonderful. Is there anything that you'd like to say to our membership here before we close today? Jay, and any last words before we close?
Well, no, thanks for the opportunity. That's what I can tell you. And I think it was at the beginning of the year when Wade recently reached out to me and said you guys were highlighting affiliates. And then the funny thing is that same day, I got some messages from other realtors like, hey, I noticed you on the front page, or you came up out of nowhere. I'm like, wait, really? So yeah, thanks for that. That was really cool. And yeah, thanks for the opportunity and for the exposure. Like I said earlier, it means a lot to me because a lot of people, I'm not by far not the biggest, most popular photographer in Naples. There's plenty of us out there, but the customers are very loyal, and in some ways it's been because people go to neighbor and they see that I'm attached to you guys, so they do take me more serious, and they see that I am more serious about the business. So that's what I just want to say thank you for that.
Awesome. Well, you are welcome. We're definitely trying to highlight our partners, so we're happy that you're one of us. And Mark, same question to you. Any last minute things that you'd like to say to our membership?
Absolutely. As an affiliate member, we like to make it easy for members and NABOR to work with our firm. We work on a contingency basis, so there is no need to put any dollars up front on the table. We will do a preliminary cost segregation study for you, free of charge. And we usually have these preliminary studies done within 3 to 5 business days. So it can and does work if you are looking at increasing the saleability of your properties.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Mark, and thank you, Jay, for sharing the benefits of working with you today on our show. Please tune in to a future show, and I hope you both have a wonderful day, and we'll see you all real soon.
Thank you very
Corey.
much.
Thank you. Take care.